So glad you're with us. Hope you had a nice weekend, everyone. 6 a.m. now on this Monday. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Nada Irampour. As you're waking up, just know that if you have to be somewhere quickly, there's no quick about it this morning. That fog is rough out there. So we want you to be safe. Let's get you caught up on what's happening. A dense fog advisory in effect this morning until 8 a.m. The next couple hours will not be the safest time if you're driving along the coast. I'm actually noticing quite a few accidents. And as you'll see here, the marine layer is the reason for this. It's being pushed down by all that high pressure that we've been dealing with and seeing the hot temperatures. Well, this is all related. So as you'll notice, visibility is down to 1/3 of a mile in Miramar, half-mile visibility in Oceanside. So we're seeing a lot of problem spots this morning.
Sends one in the air to left field. Teoscar Hernandez going back. He's out of room, and the rookie has gone the other way. A 2-run home run for Jackson Merrill.
Another 5 times. The Padres beat LA in Game 2 of the National League Division Series. The Swingin' Friars slugging 6 home runs en route to a 10-2 beatdown of the Dodgers. That ties a record in postseason play.
10-2, kept scoring and scoring
homers.
and scoring. I mean, it was funny. The stands were emptying out, too, if you noticed at Dodger Stadium. They were like giving up on their own team. We don't do that. This ties up the National League Division Series at 1 game apiece. CBS 8's Karthik Venkatraman has the highlights.
Padres could not afford to go down 0-2 in the NLDS to the Dodgers. That would almost be a death sentence. But instead, they came up big and they got a great start early. It all started in the top of the first inning. Fernando Tatis Jr., show him what you're about, man. Absolutely skyrockets this one out of the park, left field. That gave the Padres a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Defense meets offense. Mookie Betts, he thinks he's going to get a home run here to left field. But Jurickson Profar, he has other ideas. He says, give me that ball. Takes it away from the fans and one of the best catches of the season. Profar, look at that. Oh, ruined a lot of people's dreams of catching a ball in the outfield, did he? But a great play for the Padres. Let's take it to the top of the second. David Peralta, he was inserted into the lineup after not playing in Game 1. And look at what he does. Inserted for Donovan Solano, makes it 3-0 off the 2-run home run. Things heating up in the 6th inning. Manny Machado, Profar, exchanging some word with the Dodgers, and they back it up. Here's Jackson Merrill with a single that makes the score 4-1. Padres cruising. Before the bottom of the 7th inning, though, Dodgers fans jawing with Profar. Then a fan throws a baseball onto the field in Profar's direction. That's not good. Fans would also throw trash in right field towards where Tatis was standing. Delay of 10 minutes from the Dodgers fans. Padres would get the last laugh. There's a Merrill with a home run. He had 3 of 4 for the day, 3 RBIs. Next batter is Xander Bogaerts. He would hit a home run. And then Kyle Higashioka and Fernando Tatis Jr. in the top of the 9th inning hit back-to-back home runs of their own as the Padres leveled the series with a 10-2 win and a little bit of a home run derby in the middle there. Defense was fantastic all game long. We talked about this Profar incredible catch. We had to show it to you again. That is just phenomenal stuff right there. Take another look from this angle. And then he stares down the fans a little bit and does a little hop. It's just good stuff. How about Fernando Tatis Jr.? He had a great defensive play as well. Look at that. I mean, the defense, great catches, great plays like this all game. We have to talk about Yu Darvish. He was fantastic in this one. Pitched 7 innings, only allowed 3 hits, and held Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman to 0 of 10 hitting. That's as good as it gets. And, of course, when everyone behind you is playing great defense, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, it was just great defensive effort from the Padres as they get the big dub. All right, let's talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. in the game he had last night. He went 3 of 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 3 runs. That's a master and a monster stat line. In the 4 postseason games so far, Tatis has gone 9 of 14. That's .642 average. 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored. You know, he didn't play in the 2022 postseason. So the last one he played in 2020, he had some good moments, but he said before this postseason, he expects to be way better. Boy, is he. I mean, the boy is absolutely balling. He's just going off for the Padres right now, and Padres Nation absolutely loves it. So now they got to keep the momentum going, and well, your ace, Michael King, is going to be starting Game 3 on Tuesday. First pitch at 6:08 p.m. I think that bodes pretty well for the Padres to try and get a series lead. And if they do, Padre Nation in San Diego is going to absolutely erupt on Tuesday. We'll see if it all shakes out. Back to you all.
Yeah, we will, Karthik. Thank you for that. Now, Joe Musgrove will be out the rest of the postseason. This was a bummer to hear, possibly even into next season, too. We're going to have more on his injury later this hour. Stay with CBS 8 for the latest on the Padres postseason. Also, go to our website, social media pages, and be sure you have the CBS 8 app. Turning to some other headlines this morning, we are now just 29 days away from Election Day. So you can start checking your mail. Expect that ballot to arrive as soon as today.
CBS 8's Regina Yarita live at the registrar's office in Kearney Mesa, where you can vote in person starting today, too, right?
That's correct. Good morning, Eric and Netta. That's right. If you have your ballot, if you have it already and it arrived this past weekend, or if it's going to arrive as soon as today, you can actually head to the Registrar of Voters and drop off your mail-in ballot in the drop-off boxes that they have here, or you can come and vote in person here. But as we know, California is the largest voting base in the nation, so there are over 22 million registered voters in California alone. Of course, you do need to register to vote, so the deadline to mail in that form or submit it online is October 21st. After that deadline, a person registering to vote must do so in person at their county elections office or voting center. A person can even register on Election Day and cast a ballot that same day. The Secretary of State's website says their ballots will be processed and counted once the county elections office has completed the voter registration verification process. Now, in a recent voter education video, California Secretary of State Shirley Weber and her staff walked viewers through the voting process. She talks a little bit about Election Day. Take a listen.
Are committed to making sure that every Californian who's registered to vote has an opportunity to vote. We hope that those of you who are eligible have registered.
And so as we start to see ballots get to the hands of San Diego voters, of course, this is now the time to check some of the deadlines, check your mail today, and of course, head to the Registrar of Voters to cast your ballot. But definitely, it's that time. We're less than a month away from Election Day. Eric Anetta.
Machida, thank you. This morning, San Diego County investigating its first case of locally acquired dengue. It was reported in Escondido, the first time someone in San Diego has gotten the virus locally without traveling. It can take up to 7 days to start feeling symptoms of dengue. That includes fever, chills, aches and pains, and vomiting. The county vector control recommends wearing long pants, long sleeves, and wearing mosquito repellent.
Really recommend looking for something that has an EPA registered ingredient. So where it says active ingredient on the repellent label, looking for something that says DEET, picaridin, oil of lemon eucalyptus, or IR3535.
To prevent mosquitoes from spreading the virus, County Vector Control began spraying this weekend for mosquitoes near Orange Glen High School. Treatments will continue through this Thursday. Tough to be wearing those long sleeves, though, depending on where you are in the county, right? Because it's been so hot lately.
Yeah, it really does depend, because you might need a sweater if you're by the coast, and then if you're inland, shorts and tank tops. The only way to find comfort, of course, we still are under an excessive heat warning. So right now, as you're looking across our skies, we're starting to slowly get that daylight, but you'll notice the marine layer, the clouds are sitting pretty low. It's foggy out there. So taking a look at your weather headlines today, low visibility because of dense fog. It's the hottest day of the week today. Excessive heat inland again, nearing triple digits in some spots like Ramona. Finally, we'll start to cool off a little bit tomorrow. More of a drop on Wednesday, Thursday, before we actually warm up again. Looking at visibility, though, here's a look at downtown right now, half a mile visibility. So these numbers have been changing a lot, but now you're down to a third of a mile visibility in Oceanside and Carlsbad and Miramar. And that's why we're noticing quite a few crashes as well. So I'll get into that in a moment. But dense fog advisory through 8 o'clock this morning issued by the Weather Service along the coast, but also a few miles inland. You'll be running into that. May have to use your windshield wiper. There's that mist that comes through when you're driving through the clouds. 57 in Poway, 57 in Escondido, 59 Del Mar, 60 in Encinitas. And this fog is actually related to the heat, believe it or not. So we have high pressure in place, which brings on those pretty hot afternoon highs, but it's also pushing down the clouds. So that high pressure is why we are seeing clouds so low to the ground. Up to 82 degrees, that's the forecast high for downtown San Diego. Poway 91, 92 Escondido, 99 in Ramona, 92 in Julian, 109 in Borrego. Compare that to 73 in Carlsbad, where you may not even see much of the sun today. The clouds might stay pretty stubborn along the coast. Excessive heat warning and heat advisory expires at 8 o'clock tonight, so we'll finally be done with that. And now time for traffic. Quite a few things to get to here. So let's dive right in, shall we? It is 6:10 and there's a SIG alert. Let me zoom into that spot. This is right on the 8. Of course, it gets very busy there. So the 8 eastbound side, Mission Center Road blocked because of a grass fire. So that SIG alert's been issued. They're blocking off part of that to try to put that out quickly. And then look way up north, all of these crashes on the 15. Wow, there's one at Center City Parkway, the next one at Valley Parkway, and then another one at the 78 westbound. So you see all the red there. If you're headed on the 15, if you can, try to avoid that section right north of Escondido, because that's going to slow you down a lot. The 78 westbound, there's a crash at Civic Center Drive. Speeds are somewhat slow there. Not as bad, though, as what you'll see on the 15. And then a crash on Miramar Road at Anderson Avenue. And all the yellow you see right there on your screen, that's all heads up to drivers that it is very foggy outside. And now for your border wait times. Yes, a lot of people stuck at the San Ysidro Port of Entry for 100 minutes trying to get through. Otay Mesa's Port of Entry, it'll take you 90 minutes.